Hi, I'm Adam Estes, and today I'm going to teach you how to set up a GPS base for their rover and for static. So to begin, you'll take your 2-meter fixed rod and you'll put your bipod legs on it, and once you do this, you'll find your point. And you set the tip of the rod on top of the point. Then you can use these legs. You push the buttons, and then to do it, you can step the legs in so they won't move. And then you make sure that you're still on the point. Now you level. Once you are good and level, you will now begin to use your GPS receiver. So this is a BRX 6 Plus. You will put your battery in this slot right over here. Pop it in. Hold the power button for 3 seconds. You'll hear the beep. Let it turn on. You can watch the screen for that. And once it's on, you can reach up and screw it onto your rod. And then just make sure you're level still. If you have to do any adjusting, it's fine. That beep shows that now the receiver is ready. So now you will grab the antenna out of your collector. It says UHF on it. And now you look, and there are 2 spots. One has a red line, one doesn't. This goes into the non-red line. And now that is ready to go. Now we will begin setting up the receiver. So you go to GPS base. It'll ask you what receiver you want. You pick BRX 6 Plus, comms, and now we will look underneath the base at the serial code. This one is 1011. So you will go to your receiver and you will pick 1011. Go to the receiver and it will start your Bluetooth. You got to make sure that your antenna height is at 6 feet. The elevation mask is at 10. The position rate is at 1 hertz. And then go to RTK, make sure it says internal UHF. And then you can press the green check and it will begin connecting to your base. So I'm just going to enter a Latin long for this because it's not a known point. Or we'll read from GPS. We'll just do 10 epochs because this is not a known point. Store it in the points list at point ID to call it 10 with a description of base. It's stored, and then we continue with the base setup. As you can see, it is getting all the signals, and now the base is running. Now you just saved a file. Okay, green check that. It's getting the information, and now you can do this again. We do not want to run a localization, so we can just X out. But now we are going to start a static, so now we will go to GPS raw only. Yep, in equipment, GPS raw only. And the same thing, we will hook up. We're still at 1011. Now we'll connect back to the receiver. Make sure it's still at 6.56 feet, which is 2 meters. Same elevation mass, same position rate. Go to settings. We are going to go to static. And our intervals, we can choose between 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10, 30, and 60. We'll just keep it at 10-second intervals. We'll green check that. You can see it's getting all the information ready. And now you want to make sure that you're saving this to the internal memory, because all of this will stay on the head. And you can put a file name like test video. Make sure your antenna height stays at 6.5 feet. And green check. It's activating the file. So now it is starting to save all the information onto the head. Maybe wait for this to finish. Now the file is activated. It's starting to log information, but there's still a couple steps we need to complete. So now we need a site name. We can just call this test again. And then the biggest thing here is when it says close site tag, it needs to be set to manual. Because if you have it for after and whatever 45 minutes, if this collector disconnects from the head, then it shuts it off. So if you go to manual, then you green check, that means that you are doing it. So now we're doing another one, and now since it is on manual, we can exit and continue logging, which will disconnect us from the BRX6. So that means that we can disconnect and it is still going to run this loc, or this static. Now you can see the head is still up, it is running, and you can do it for as long as you want. For a static, you need to run at least, for a rapid, you need 20 minutes. If you want a real static, it's an hour. But that's about how you set up a static or a base.